WCW Worldwide. We'll take a look at the former U.S. Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude. We'll see the team of Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas. The All-American Ron Simmons will see action. And in the main event, the Z-Men will square off against Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And this week, a special appearance by the Stinger.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to WCW Worldwide Wrestling. Tony Schiavone, Jesse the Body Ventura. And we're going to begin with a tremendous tag team match. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Shane Douglas to begin things against Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce, Jesse Ventura.
And I'll tell you what, it's the road back for Douglas and Steamboat. They are the former world champions. Look at this. Pierce and Shanghai are going after the former champions. Not even letting them in the ring. Schiavone, we're off with a bang here on Worldwide.
Tex Slazenger, oh my goodness. Steamboat over the top rope. The match hasn't even officially started, I assume. There we go. Over he goes with the bull rope, and now Shane Douglas in. They got to restore some order here so we can start this match.
I'm not even sure if the bell is officially rang or not.
I don't believe it has, and now look at him with the bull rope. What a way to begin Worldwide this week. Steamboat's out and down on the floor, Jesse.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, as you said, Tony Schiavone, out and on the floor, and I'll tell you, the two tall Texicans have taken matters into their own hands. There you see Grizzly Smith at WCW helping the Dragon to his feet. He's heading back to the dressing room, and Shane Douglas in the middle of the ring is by himself.
And here comes Steamboat, shaking out the cobwebs. Up on top. This match still has not officially started. The bell has not sounded. And Steamboat now controlling the ring. Wow, what a way to start things. And just certainly when you think that Steamboat and Douglas were talking about Flying Brian and Stunning Steve, they have to worry. There's the bell, and here we go.
Now the match is officially underway. The Dragon hasn't even taken his warm-up up. Wham! Drives Shanghai and Tex Slazenger's heads together. The Dragon chopping away at him. And Tony Schiavone, Worldwide, is off to a big start again this week.
Double teaming on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and there's Shane Douglas. Sending Tex to the other side. We've got all four going at it. Steamboat still has not taken off the rope, as you can see. Sending Tex into Shanghai. Double team, other cutter. Here they go. You know, these two men who had once were the World Tag Team Champions certainly are thinking about Flying Brian and Stunning Steve. But certainly Shanghai and Tex are looking to move up that ladder as well, and I guess that's why they started this way.
You know, it's pretty interesting because you'd figure Steamboat and Douglas not being the champions anymore, you'd figure they could back off a little bit, that they'd be cut a little slack, but they're finding out now the competition is tough on who's going to get a shot at the champions, the Hollywood Blondes.
On the inside, Flying Brian and Stunning Steve, certainly, as you said, Jesse, now calling themselves the Hollywood Blondes. I understand that they are now from Hollywood. They've set up shop, so to speak, in Hollywood, and we hope to be talking to them in the weeks to come about why the name change. On top of the head, double team coming here. Double elbow, Douglas, head of steam. He's on target on Tex Slazenger. Now, in this program, Paul Orndorff defends his newly won World Television title against former champion, the Z-Man, Arn Anderson. Oh, right on top of the head, makes his return in action in World Championship Wrestling, and Sting will be here as well.
What a lineup we got this week on Worldwide. There's a quick tag, and Shane Douglas, the former tag champion, coming off the top onto that arm of Tex Slazenger. And Tex getting caught in the wrong corner right now. And he's finding out exactly why these two used to be the World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions.
It gets down to teamwork. We've said so many times. Down on the arm, Randy Anderson is the referee assigned. Good to have you with us. Tremendous crowd on hand, as always. for WCW Worldwide. Good to have you with us wherever you are. The superstars, the World Championship Wrestling. We are, of course, in the month of April, and we have a tremendous month for you here on Worldwide as we lead into the month of May. It's going to get even more exciting. Steamboat caught in the corner, battling out.
And there you see the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, but look at Tex Slazenger from outside the ring. Oh, he held the leg, and a beautiful clothesline there by Shanghai Pierce. And how quick the momentum can change, Tony, over one simple move like that. Amazing how all they got to do is cheat that one time, and it could change the whole course of the match.
I guess cheating is a catalyst for many teams.
That's why I advocate it so much. Look what it does. You get results when you cheat.
Well, I agree. Something happens, Jesse. Oh, an elbow. Steamboat bounced back up. He's trying to get up to his feet. Look at him. It's difficult, but finally to keep him down one.
I'll tell you, he's getting up to his feet, but he's wishing he wouldn't. He'd be better off to stay down, I think.
Shanghai Pierce, the big guy with a big slam. Steamboat just rolled out of the way that time, and Tex needs a tag, as you can see, and he calls for it and gets it. And he cuts Steamboat off. Oh, Steamboat blocked him, picked him up. Yeah, he falls on him.
Steamboat not the biggest guy in the world, and Tex is a big guy, and Steamboat overcompensated, but he catches Tex with a clothesline right there. Both men down in the center of the ring.
Tag on the right side, as you can see, Steamboat close, but not there yet. Still fighting. Now taking on both men.
And there's the tag.
Now it's Shane Douglas. Fresh, ready to go, and very angry, as you can tell.
Well, Douglas right now doing terrific in that ring, beating up on both the Texicans, but what he needs to do is get one of them outside the ring, so all he has to do is concentrate on one opponent.
And now Steamboat in, we get a double drop kick. A double hip toss. And now Steamboat Douglas.
Got him! What a comeback for the former champions!
All right, here it is again, Jesse.
There you see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Shane Douglas. The Dragon boosting Shane up. The former champion comes crashing down on Shanghai Pierce. Hooks the leg 1, 2, 3, and a big victory for the former champion.
All right, tremendous crowd on hand for WCW Worldwide and Jesse with all the great superstars. The return in action here Worldwide of Ravishing Rick Rude. I'll be talking to him as well, and I'll be talking to Dustin Rhodes, also the U.S. champ.
Well, I'm fired up for Ravishing Rick Rude because, in my opinion, Ravishing Rick Rude still is the U.S. heavyweight champion. He never lost it in the ring, Shivani.
Well, you're exactly right. We'll be talking to both he and Dustin Rhodes. Coming back, more action. Stay with us on Worldwide.
Welcome to this edition of the WCW Magazine. I'm Tony Gilliam. Ladies and gentlemen, Arn Anderson has returned to the scene here in World Championship Wrestling after an injury he sustained back in December. He recently talked to Tony Schiavone on Worldwide Wrestling. Here's what he had to say.
See, when you're rehabbing an injury, the magnitude of the one I had, there's nobody can help you through it. It's something you got to do on your own. And one day it occurred to me while I was going through some painful therapy that I'd never done anything in my career on my own. I've spent my whole career helping other people make their careers, sacrificing some of my goals, some of my wants, some of my needs, so the whole group flourished. Back in the days of the Four Horsemen, I would sometimes do things that I didn't think were right, but I did them for the good of the unit. But it's come a point in my career right now when I want to do something for myself. I want to wake up one morning and feel what the past champions have felt. What it's like to be a world champion. Something you achieved on your own. Something you held on to by yourself with no help from anybody else. That's what's ahead for me. You're looking at a new Arn Anderson, reborn. That's where my goal is, to be world heavyweight champion.
One thing for sure, Arn Anderson has returned to WCW. Ladies and gentlemen, still to come, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff defends the World TV title against the Z-Man. We'll be right back.
Back on WCW Worldwide. Ravishing Rick Rude making his way to the ring. And that is a very determined look on his face, Jesse Ventura.
There he is, Tony Schiavone, the man that reminds me of me. Not them kids right there, those little heathens. Get the camera back on Ravishing Rick Rude. Not him either.
His opponent is S. Masters. Again things. And Rude, wait a minute, Rude did not even go for he did not go for the PA mic from Gary Capetta. He's not even posing for us, Jesse. He is going right after his opponent here.
I'll tell you what, Tony, we're 2 for 2 right now with matches starting with robes on. People don't seem to want to take their robes off this week on Worldwide.
Rude. The man, like you said before the break, Jesse, never really lost the U.S. title in the ring. Look out, he's holding Masters up.
Wow!
Puts him down hard in that vertical position.
And he yells out, Dustin Rhodes.
Wow.
Look at that, into a camel clutch. Sitting back on the small of the back. Chin lock, whoa, drives the forearm in, and I'll tell you what, don't seem to be a lot of posing anymore. There don't seem to be a lot of pretty looks to the women, but there does seem to be the rude awakening.
No question about it. It's over. Ravishing Rick Rude gets a win, and I'm going to have a chance to talk to him here in just a few seconds, Jeff.
Absolutely, there he is. No more messing about for Ravishing Rick Rude. The man's on a mission. He wants his U.S. title back. Here you see the textbook suplex by Rick Rude right there, the ravishing one. Wham! Drives Masters down into that ring, and there it is, the patented Rude awakening. If Dustin Rhodes gets caught in that one, Rick Rude will indeed have his U.S. heavyweight title back in his grasp, and I'll say it again, he never lost it into the ring. In the ring. Let's go now to ringside and Tony Schiavone and Ravishing Rick Rude.
All right, Jesse Ventura. It was a devastating win, to say the least, and the return at Worldwide of Ravishing Rick Rude.
Crucified by the suits in WCW. Hung out to dry. Left to die. But what the WCW officials didn't bank on was that Ravishing Rick Rude had the power to be resurrected, reincarnated as the most devastating force in professional wrestling. Dustin Rhodes will be the first step on my stairway to heaven. But feel no shame and defeat, Dustin, for in my wake of doom and dismay, you'll find the remains of many, many others. Big Van Vader, Barry Windham, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and yes, you, Sting. No one will escape the wrath of Ravishing Rick Rude. Each and every man who steps through the ropes and stares eye to eye with the Rude Man will realize that I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And to each and every fan of the WCW who hope and pray for a savior to stop the Rude Man, I will be your worst nightmare.
Ravishing Rick Rude. We'll be back with more on Worldwide after this. We are back on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. We saw and heard from a man returning, Ravishing Rick Rude, and here's another man returning now to WCW Worldwide Wrestling, the All-American Rat Simmons. Look at the power.
Absolutely. Ron Simmons, former world champion. But you know, Tony, while we got a lull in the action here before Simmons gets in the ring, I want to send our condolences of World Championship Wrestling out to the friends and family of former Minneapolis promoter Wally Carbo, who passed away a couple weeks ago up in Minneapolis. A real legend in the world of professional wrestling. Wally, hats off to you up in heaven. I know you're listening up there.
Bell sounds and Ron Simmons set to go against Bob Cook out of Florida. Simmons, he had the shoulder surgery, Jesse, and for a man with the powerful upper body development of Ron Simmons, a severe shoulder surgery or a severe shoulder injury followed by surgery could cut short a career, but he looks in fine shape.
Well, Simmons is still on the testing ground as far as I'm concerned, and he's going to get tested by a rugged customer, Big Bob Cook in there, a man who possesses one of the most vicious right-hand punches I've ever seen in wrestling. So Simmons better be on his guard, or Bob Cook can knock anybody out with that one if he can sneak it in.
Collar and elbow tie-up. They are back into a neutral corner. And Cook, with that lethal right hand of his, Simmons reverses the hip toss and executes a drop kick. Simmons as always wrestles with a tremendous amount of confidence. Oh.
Well, when you're put together like him and you got the ability he has, Tony Schiavone, you can wrestle with confidence.
Not only that, Jess, you take a look at what he has done in this sport. He has been a member of the World Tag Team Champs. He's been, as you said, the World Heavyweight Champ. He held the world title for most of, or at least the latter part from August on, of 1992. But certainly he is back, and having a chance to talk to him, he wants to get back. He wants that world title for Big Van Vader. He also has his sights set on Barry Windham in the NWA title. And also, he is not opposed and wants to take a look at signing a match against the U.S. heavyweight champion, the Natural Dustin Rhodes.
Well, he's got to test the shoulder out, though. It's easy to talk about those kind of matchups, but coming back from the surgery that Simmons has had, whoa, and he drives Bob Cook face first into the mat, and he's going up to the top. But, you know, doing is one thing. He's still got to check out the shoulder to see if he's capable, and there's a big shoulder block right there. Got it.
It's over, yes, sir. Ron Simmons gets a big win in his comeback trail here in WCW World Championship Wrestling. No question about it. Looked in great condition. When we come back, I'll be talking to Dustin Rhodes and Paul Orndorff to defend the World TV belt against the Z-Man on Worldwide.
Get in the ring, Joe, and let's start a couple of blows.
All right, fans, welcome back to WCW Worldwide Wrestling. Here he is, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. I know you heard the comments earlier on in the program directed towards you from the man returning, Ravishing Rick Rude, but also the fans may not be aware that you had suffered a shoulder injury, and to see that you're back now, tell us about that and how you doing.
It's just a slight separation of the shoulder, you know, but I'm back 100%, and boy, do I feel good tonight. Tony, as you and I both know, Ravishing Rick Rude, week after week, has come out demanding a title shot, running his mouth. And week after week, I have come out, and I have told Ravishing Rick Rude that if he wants a United States heavyweight title shot with me, that he has to go through WCW, sign his name on the dotted line, and then we can do it. Because the inspiration that he once had is now mine. And the inspiration that is inside my heart, inside of my gut, is more than he can ever possibly imagine. And as far as Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff is concerned, Paula, if you will, the same goes for you. The same goes for you, because the only way that either of you is going to win the United States heavyweight title is by stepping in the ring, not by running your mouth. Thank you, Tony.
All right, U.S. champ, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Let's go back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the World Television Championship, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger, Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 241 pounds, the Z-Man. His opponent, Tampa, Florida, 251 pounds, Mr. Wonderful, the World Television Champion, Paul Orndorff.
Well, we're getting ready for the TV title match, the first title defense for Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. But I'll tell you what, I gotta go on record, Schiavone. Was that the ugliest looking cowboy shirt you ever seen in your life on Dustin Rhodes? I mean, who's he think he is, Billy Ray Cyrus? I was waiting for him to do the two-step with you out there.
That was a different type shirt, Jess. It was very colorful, I thought.
It's a goat roper shirt.
Cowboys and Indians across it. Is it Paul or Paula?
I saw a few goats on that shirt. And look at Mr. Wonderful. He's irate. He does not like to be called Paula.
Well, it's a little handle, moniker, if you will, started by the natural Dustin Rhodes.
And I'll tell you, he's a fine one to talk with wearing clothes like that.
All right, one fall, 15-minute time limit. It is for the World Television title because of the, as always, listen, where the fans are on it. Because of the short time limit, the pressure is always on the opponent or the challenger to pin the champion or have him submit, or you walk away with nothing, Jeff.
Well, Tony, that's the case in all championship matches. The champion has the advantage because you've got to beat him. Anything else, he retains the title. And again, good point, Tony, because on television you do have the limited time limit. And look at Wonderful going in with the forearms. The Z-Man, the first challenger for Mr. Wonderful's TV title.
And Z-Man, a man who held the World Television Championship at one occasion. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff began in the Wrestling 2 conference back, of course, about 2 months ago. The 16-man tournament, he won the Wrestling 2 conference over Johnny B. Bad and then defeated Eric Watt in the championship, seen just a couple of weeks ago right here on WCW Worldwide. As a matter of fact, seen just a week ago on Worldwide. So now it's his first television title defense.
Over the top. And look at that. Whoa, Wonderful threw him out. Oh, Z-Man held on. Look out, Wonderful. Posing's great, but he's in for trouble when he turns around.
Right hand. Drop kick. Z-Man. The Z-Man. The native of Minnesota. As you see his fans, who won the World Television Championship and dominated the World Television title scene for many months, right now is fired up, and Wonderful hit hard on the outside here, Jess.
Tony, let's talk about now. We don't care what Z-Man's done in the past. Mr. Wonderful is the television champion right now, but look at the look on Mr. Wonderful's face. He was not a happy man out there. And the chants start again. What's the matter with these sexist fans?
What did you call them?
Sexist fans, calling him Paula.
That's a sexist remark?
You don't find that a sexist remark?
Well, if I were Paul Orndorff, I'd find it offensive. I don't know. Fans, the match will continue. We do understand we do have to take a break. Tape machines are rolling. If something happens during the break, we'll show you what happened. But if it not, stay with us on Worldwide. More still to come. All right, back on Worldwide. The match continues for the World Television Championship. Paul Orndorff and the Z-Man, and Z-Man has really been on top of his game so far in this match here, Jeff.
Well, the Z-Man with the advantage here, driving the hammerlock. You can see him down on the mat. He's got Wonderful's arm bent back behind him, putting the shoulder into it, and it has not been a very successful title defense so far for Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. But always remember, it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Yes. Full arm tray.
And believe me, here we got a lot of fat ladies.
Boy,
so there could be plenty of them singing.
I knew that was coming. I was just waiting and pausing. Full arm drag and twist. Right down the arm, the Z-Man.
Why is it there's so many fat women in the world, Tony?
I don't know. I guess maybe the lifestyle they lead, Jeff. A clothesline. And down goes Paul Orndorff. You know, the weight loss scene is not an easy one. You ever had to worry about losing weight or gaining weight or anything like that?
Certainly. When I get movies, I got to worry about that. Right now, Mr. Wonderful's losing weight. Right in the center of that ring. The Z-Man working over that left arm of Mr. Wonderful, the World Television Champion. Look at him putting the pressure, driving Wonderful down in the mat. Nowhere to go. I don't believe he'll get a submission out of Wonderful. It's not impossible, but that title means too much to Mr. Wonderful to just quit and let it slip away.
Both men back up now. Randy Anderson looking in, and this is going to cause a break because the Z-Man is in the ropes. There's a headbutt.
Mr. Wonderful using a headbutt. That's not usually in his repertoire.
Z-Man laying him in. There he goes, trying to get some momentum off the ropes. Look at this, up on top, Orndorff.
Oh! And that's what you get for telegraphing it. Good move by the Z-Man. He saw what Wonderful had in mind, stepped back and stomped him right in the face.
By the way, Jesse.
What?
Good to have you with us, as always on Worldwide. You've been out in Hollywood shooting a movie, haven't you?
That's right. Me and Sly and Wesley.
And I know I've asked this on another program, but you won't tell me what this movie's all about?
Tony, you're always trying to get something for nothing.
Well, I mean, as a reporter, I need...
Why am I going to tell you so that you can save $6 from going to the movies?
Believe you me.
But in your case, with all your kids, I take that back. You're probably saving $60.
Yeah, absolutely. 50 to 60. Well, the name of the movie is what? Demolition Man?
Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Heck, I'll probably win the Oscar. We just got through with that stuff. You're going to see me up next year.
Air takedown there by Orndorff. Into the ropes.
Orndorff denying that he pulled the hair. If the referee didn't see it, he can't call it. He might think he knows what he did, but if he did not visually see it, that's a cheap call by the ref. I don't buy that he saw that.
You don't believe the referee? I mean, don't you think the referee's on the up and up? I mean, if he says he saw it, then yes, he saw it.
Yeah, but they always like that. They don't ever like to get caught in a bad position and people thinking they didn't see it either.
Z-Man hits the middle turnbuckle and misses with that elevation move. So Orndorff showing some quickness of his own this time, going right back to the point of attack here.
Oh, he's going for the pile driver. If he hits it, it's over.
The big one.
He got it.
He sure did. Z-Man's right in the middle of the ring.
Tremendous effort by the Z-Man, but when Mr. Wonderful hits that patented pile driver, I don't care who you are, the match is over.
Paul Orndorff retains the WCW World Television Championship belt with the win over the Z-Man here on Worldwide. Thumbs down for many of our great fans here, and here it is again, Jeff.
There you see Mr. Wonderful's got the pile driver hook. Wham! He drives the Z-Man head first into that canvas, knocks him cold. You can see his body twitching away. Wonderful covers him. 1, 2, 3, and a successful first-time title defense for Mr. Wonderful.
Still to come in this program, Sting in action, plus Arn Anderson. He's coming up next. Stay with us.
I'm Tony Gillum, and welcome to this edition of the WCW Magazine. Recently, Jesse the Body Ventura caught up with WCW's newest tag team for an interview. Right now, here's Jesse the Body with Kent and Keith Cole, the Cole Twins.
Here I am standing by with two wrestlers who I got to admit have taken WCW by storm, and I finally got it right. Kent Cole and Keith Cole.
You got it wrong, Jesse.
Keith Cole and Kent Cole. Now I got it right. Well, guys, I know you're fired up. You're on a winning streak. You've surprised me. But you know what the amazing thing is to me? This fan club of yours.
We want to know about fan club.
You don't know what a fan club is? Well, a fan club is where fans get behind you. They want articles of clothing. They want pictures. They want this, that. You know what it is? Stars have fan clubs. I mean, like Sylvester Stallone, myself, fan clubs, and now you guys have fan clubs. Does that mean you're stars?
You calling us stars? Stars, Jesse. You tell us we're stars.
No.
We're stars, Mom and Dad. We got a fan club.
You're stars. They think they're stars. Well, I guess who knows what can happen here in World Championship Wrestling.
One thing for sure, fans, Kent and Keith Cole, the Cole twins, have great fan support as they climb the tag team ladder. We'll be back with more WCW after this timeout.
And we know what that means. The return of the Four Horsemen. And there's an intricate part right there. Arn Anderson, the enforcer, as well as the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I know ring announcer Gary Kopetsky was fired up that Arn was making his first appearance here on Worldwide since the entry.
You know that, just...
What?
I thought I should let you know that name is spelled C-A-P-E-T-T-A.
No,
something like that.
T-T-S-K-I, Kopetsky.
Well, there is an S-K-I on your paper, but that's your handwriting. Full-arm dragon twist into a hammerlock, and Arn Anderson returns with one of his own. Mike Atkins is the referee in this event. I tell you, Stephen Dane is a fine athlete. He's in the ropes and gets a clean break from the enforcer.
What I love about Arn Anderson is he's got the look about him that he doesn't mess about. You know, he's in there, it's strictly business. When this man gets in there, it's win matches.
Anderson goes to the mat and takes Dane off his feet. Drives down on the leg and now just hooks the leg right between his knees. And
yeah, look at Dane trying to grab hair on Arn Anderson. He comes up with nothing. Look, he's trying to do it again. He ain't gonna get no hold on that. That hair's about a ½ inch long and there's not much on top, so that's an advantage for Arn Anderson.
Right down on the knee.
You ain't gonna pull his hair.
Anderson.
Be better off trying to pull his beard, I think.
Well, certainly when Anderson has you in a hold, he'll try to do anything at all to get out of it. He comes from a certain background. The Anderson family have been well known, as there you see him pulling on the leg, well known to focus on one part of the body, and this right now is Arn focusing on the leg, although the Anderson's forte has been on the arm.
And look at that, another clean break by Arn Anderson.
But he is still focused, Jess. Look at how he stares. You know, you talked about how he looks in the ring and how he looks coming to the ring. It's confidence. It's also a part of intimidation Arn Anderson has always been noted for. Head bites is applied.
And look at how high he is over the top right there. That's for added leverage. Actually, the thigh sitting down on the shoulder, so the guy's got nowhere to go. Dane in a lot of pain, twisting his head there like a corkscrew. You ever felt one of them, Tony?
What, a corkscrew?
No, what he's doing to him right there.
No, I haven't, Jess. As a matter of fact, most of the holes in the ring, I'm very happy to say I've never felt.
One of these days, Tony, you and I are going to have to get here a little bit early, and we'll go in that ring, and I'll try a few on you.
I'm going to pass on that.
You're not up for that?
No.
I don't blame you.
Maybe you could try them on Eric Bischoff or Tony Gillum, and they can tell me how it felt.
Oh, it drives the knee in, does the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Legal move, put it in right on the chest. Anderson,
boy, this is textbook Four Horsemen enforcer tactic, using the ropes, just scraping the man across the ropes. Look at Dane fighting back.
Dane with a wild right hand there to boot another right. He staggered the enforcer for a moment, but I think that's just going to serve to just infuriate Arn Anderson. Oh, look at that, kicked him right in the side of the face.
On the head, into the midsection. Picks him up.
Whoa!
And the spine buster.
I think it's over.
It is over. Arn Anderson comes away with the spine buster. The four fingers on either hand in the air high, the symbol of the four horsemen. And with Arn Anderson looking this good in the ring.
And how quickly he ended it, Tony. Look at this. I mean, from out of nowhere, wham, the pivot, the drive, down into the mat, flips him over on top, hooks the leg, 1, 2, 3, big win, great return for Arn Anderson. And there is Arn signaling, it's all over, baby. The horsemen are back as the enforcer gets into the ring. Standing by now, my partner, Tony Schiavone, who's gonna interview Arn Anderson.
All right, Jesse, yes, Arn Anderson has returned with a tremendous win. A week ago, I said, when are you going to be back in action? You proved it this week. Arn Anderson is back.
Tony Schiavone, that is the second best feeling in the world. To get in that ring and excel at what I do. You see, this is all I know. Professional wrestling is my life. Now, there's a lot of people out here confused. They don't know whether to cheer me or slit my throat. But my entire life has been that way, involved in controversy. And speaking of controversy, Tony, I'm so thankful to be back, and I'm even more thankful that this man right here is back, my best friend in the world, Ric Flair.
Take a look at this. The Nature Boy and amid all the speculation, Missy Hyatt at his side.
Let me just say to you, Double A, tonight, my friend, you are out of control. You are awesome. You are the Double A that we have all learned to love and appreciate. Look at him, Missy.
You know, I'm just so happy to be out here, Rick. I mean, you look so good, but Arn, I never knew you were that big. And just look at that sweat dripping down those big biceps. I'm just so happy to be out here. God, you look so
You know, Tony, let's set the record straight. I have been so excited about my return to WCW that I've actually been rude to the First Lady of WCW. We're talking about Missy Hyatt. I've had my security keep her out of the dressing room. I've kept her away from the limousine. I've kept her out of the local tavern when Double A and I are in the scene. Now, tonight, firsthand, I want to show the world where my heart is. And Missy, I want you, honey, to tell the wrestling world what it is that you have been trying to get at me with such a fever pitch. Tell her, Missy.
Oh, God, you just look so good. And Arn, oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, what happened was the night that you came back to WCW and you pulled up in that big limousine, I mean, Arn, I've got to tell you about this. He pulled up and he got out with these, like, beautiful women, and I pulled one aside. And Arn, you would not believe what she told me about Rick.
If it's concerning him, I'd believe anything that they told about him.
You know, Missy, everyone knows you to be the First Lady of WCW. Tonight, you're just plain going to be the First Lady, baby. So why don't you and I walk back here with Double A, we'll let him take a shower, and you and I will go behind closed doors and I'll hear what you got to say. Tony, some things in life never change, buddy. This is the way it ought to be. Woo!
Yeah, well, don't let me stop you guys and gals. We'll have more Worldwide right after this. We're back on Worldwide Wrestling. The crowd erupts because Sting is here.
The one and only, the Stinger, the most popular man in all of wrestling today. But I gotta ask you something, Schiavone.
What's that, Jeff?
How much of Missy Hyatt you think's gonna be left in the world when she gets done with Flair and Double A?
I don't know.
What I want to know is how come you didn't go with? It looked like an open invitation to me.
Well, I still have more Worldwide to do.
Well, it's a good thing I wasn't down there, or you'd be broadcasting by yourself.
I know that's no, it's okay. Well,
Why is that vein sticking out on your forehead?
I don't know, Jess. Some things just kind of get under your collar, you know.
Back off now to let the heat out of your collar there, Tony. I realize you're all steamed up over that interview you did.
Well, I'll tell you what, Missy looked good. And, you know, there's nothing like seeing Flair with a lady and dressed up, and you know how it is. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Am I making myself clear here?
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're frustrated. I don't know, Tony. I gotta.
Sting set to go against Dusty Wolf. Back to the ropes. Over the top now. The Stinger, a man whose immense popularity, as you talked about, Jesse, has been developed by his heart, desire, and determination. Pickup of Wolf. Slams him down.
Well, there's not a more loved wrestler in the world today than the Stinger. The fans love him.
Certainly the ability. Sending Wolf in. Head of Sting. Oh, yeah.
But then again, I might have to take that back. The most loved wrestler right now at this moment could be Nature Boy Ric Flair.
The Scorpion deadlock is applied. And that's all. Sting wins again.
And a quick win for the Stinger. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, the most popular wrestler in all the world today. There you see the Stinger splash in the corner. Wham! He catches Dusty Wolf. Wolf heading down hard. Sting flips him over into his Scorpion deathlock right there. Steps it over, applies the pressure, and gets the easy submission. Let's go now to my partner, Tony Schiavone, who's got a very special guest with him. Take it away, Tony.
Thank you very much, Jesse, and you're right about a very special guest here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. Very happy to have with us a real international star in the world of wrestling, a man who I've seen in action all across the world in Japan. Scott Flash Norton is with us, and welcome to World Championship Wrestling.
First of all, I don't need no welcome from you or anybody else in the WCW. Time and time again, I hear how devastating the competition is in the WCW. Well, if you want devastation, you tune in on me, because this is the baddest thing going. I'm the new bad guy in the WCW, because I'm the biggest of the big and the baddest of the bad. And you take that.
Big Scott Norton with us here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. Fans, we hope to see him in action in the weeks to come here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling. And of course, we hope to have the NWA Heavyweight Champion Barry Windham here with us as well, Jesse Ventura.
Tony, I gotta ask you, how come everyone gets irritated when they talk with you?
I don't know, maybe it's my size or my demeanor. What do you think?
I don't know.
It's been a big day here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling, though, hasn't it?
That it has, Tony Schiavone. We've seen Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff defend his world television title for the first time ever, successfully, I might add. Ravishing Rick Rude is back, and of course, the Stinger and the Nature Boy.
Stinger and the Nature Boy. For Jesse the Body Ventura and all of us here on WCW Worldwide Wrestling, fans, we'll see you next week.